So Spencer, you started your career at a very young age. What inspired you to start music at all?
I was singing around the house one day. Well, first of all, music's kind of always been a part of my life. I've never really thought of it as a career when I was growing up. Sports kind of took over my mindset in my life, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. But I'd always sang and always listened to music, always loved music a lot, and sang in church with my dad and stuff. But as I got older, I was singing around the house one day. I think I was like 12, 13 years old, and my dad heard me singing. And he said I had a decent voice, and he's like, "Why not try to do this little competition we have coming up?" And it was like an American Idol for our town kind of
Oh,
thing. And
cool.
I tried out with him. My dad loves to sing as well, so we both tried out. And we both ended up making it to the final rounds, and I came in second in my division, and he came in third in his. And it kind of like was like, oh, this is fun. I won a little money, and it was one of those things that I was just like, this could be kind of cool. And so we did some experimenting and searched for some studios around our area to maybe try and get a song out. And we found this really awesome studio called Sweetwater Studios in Fort Wayne. Recorded my first song called Best Friends and did a music video for it, posted it online, and then social media kind of did the rest. And eventually I found myself pursuing music full time, and I'm super thankful for that opportunity. So.
That's awesome. It seems like that was definitely a launch for your career. And so what artists right now do you look up to?
I think I look up to a lot of different artists for different aspects of music. I think you have style and genre references and like influences there, like Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Jason Derulo, Zayn. They have like a really cool sound to their music sonically. But then like lyrical and just kind of like message and their goal with their music that they kind of give across with their lyrics and with the way they carry themselves and represent themselves. I'm really inspired by guys like people like Tori Kelly, um, 21 Pilots, and Lecrae, Andy Mineo. These all these people that are like really firm in what they believe, and they can give across a positive message into all their music. But they write songs about multiple different things that kind of cover a large spectrum, but they're always encouraging and always hopeful in their music. And so that's kind of inspired me to write the way I do. But stylistically and genre wise, it kind of varies from a lot of different artists.
Oh, that's awesome. So how would you describe your musical style as an artist?
My musical style as an artist is kind of a mix of like a pop R&B. I'm I'm sorry, I keep having reminders come up. As a reminder for this interview. I would say my style of music is kind of like a pop R&B, little bit of hip hop influence, but just anything that will get somebody to really move and feel a rhythm of a song. My newest album, Kane, was a lot of reflecting of what I believe in my faith and my walk and stuff. But I wanted my style of music to really be relevant to kids my age and to an age group that could actually really get down with it. And so yeah, I think it has a mix of like a Bieber, Chris Brown, everything I kind of described was like my influence for genre. I kind of tried to implement in this Kane album. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
So for this album, what makes this album special to you, and what inspired you to create this album in the first place?
This album I think is super special to me because of my creative control I had over the album. I had been working with a couple labels before this album, and always kind of had to filter my creativity through some people, which is great, and it really helped develop me and make me get a grasp of what the industry looks like, and it taught me a lot of things. But I think this Kane album, I kind of was able to really hone in on my craft, work with people that I was wanting to work with, and really explore what I was trying to go with and go for a goal with music. And so I think it's so special to me because it's like my baby. It's like this is kind of what I want to be doing in music and where I wanted to be stylistically, and the fact that I could finally kind of start to play that out was really special to me. And I think that some of these songs are super genuine to my life and to me and to my walk. And it just excites me to perform these songs. I get a feeling performing these songs that I've never felt while on stage, and that's kind of like a surreal feeling. And so I definitely know this isn't obviously I've not reached a goal. I've not reached like I've made it or anything. I definitely know my next album is going to be even better, and I've already kind of started being excited about what's next and what's going to happen next. But I know for so far, this Kane album's kind of been like me finally getting out what Spencer Kane is and who he is and what he wants to sound like and the style that I want to start heading in. And so I know this next album that I'm going to be able to work on in the next few years is just going to be that next step even more into where I'm at creatively as well as, style.
Oh, that's so awesome. So what song are you most proud of on that album?
The song I'm most proud of on the album, that's really tough. I think it's between two songs. I'm gonna have to dial it down between two songs. The first one was the first single released off the album called Kane. It's called New Level. The song was really my first taste into a serious R&B feel and flow. I'd had some pop R&B stuff with Runway and some with Song for Love on my last album, Runway. But this song, New Level, really kind of encompasses what I've been trying to go for with the sound, and I love the vibiness of it and the smoothness of it. And it's just a fun song. It's a great song to perform live. People really enjoy singing along with it when the dudes come in on the chorus. So it's a fun song. But then that one, and then Diagram. I think I love Diagram so much just because of how personal it is to me. It kind of reflects me going through my music career. It's like there's always this like uncertainty of what's going to happen next in music. Nothing's ever guaranteed. You never know the exact route that you're going to be taking through music, but you somehow end up where you're trying to go. And I think the song, just me saying, you know what, I'm going to rely on the Lord to kind of guide my path and direct me. He's got the diagram laid out for my life, and I just got to follow it. That's just kind of like a relaxing and peaceful thought to have instead of having stress about what's next to come, and just trusting that things will happen, things will work itself out if it's meant to happen. Sometimes we try to figure everything out on our own. Sometimes we try to follow a path that we think is the correct steps that we need to be taking, and sometimes we just got to chill, follow that diagram or that path or that map that God's laid out for us that we couldn't have thought up on our own. We just need to trust that He knows what's best for us. And then the style of the song in and of itself really kind of nails in that R&B sound that I've really been influenced by and that I really can connect with. And so the fact that I was able to do New Level and Diagram, those are probably my two favorites on the album.
That's awesome. I really like those songs as well.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So you also do a lot of covers on your YouTube. What's the process of choosing cover songs for you to do?
The process of covering certain songs, first of all, if it's popular and relevant, you wouldn't cover like a 2012 smash right now just because no one's gonna be looking it up. Uh-oh, did I lose you again? Okay. So like, yeah, you gotta find a song that's relevant and that people are listening to today. But also for me personally, that just kind of falls along like with my standards. I'm not gonna cover a song that's cursing every third line and talking about sex, drugs, and partying. So it's a delicate balance of finding both of those, which is difficult sometimes. But when you do find that song that's popular and really relevant, maybe even changing a lyric to make a song fit, more along with what I would be singing. That's kind of the process of finding a cover song.
That's awesome. So what's like an average day for Spencer Kane look like?
An average day for Spencer Kane. Well, I'm a part of the band called Anthem Lights. I do my solo music, but also part of the band. So we work out of an office every day. If we don't have like a video shoot or something else going on, we try to get to our office that we work out of and really just kind of put in the work and the creative effort to think up ideas that could push our brand and think up ideas that could help us grow social media and writing songs and working on covers and arranging melodies and things like that. So the average day would be working there and then getting home, finishing up any Spencer Kane stuff. I say Spencer Kane is in like, that's my stuff, and Anthem Lights is in its own stuff. So it's a delicate balance of trying to get both given attention, and then making sure I'm not letting down on one commitment and letting down on another. So that takes up from about 10 till about 4 or 5. And then I kind of just, if I have an artist meeting or if we have a video shoot or if we need to do something, I'll kind of just do miscellaneous things. But outside of that, I kind of just chill and enjoy myself, try to save money as best I can, even though it's really hard to do in Nashville.
Yes, for
I
sure.
work out in the mornings before work, and that's kind of my day. So.
Oh, that's really cool. So you've been pretty vocal about your dad being a pastor in the past. So how has your family's faith affected your musical style?
My family's faith has kind of really kept me accountable and kept me in line with making sure, I'm not falling in line with things that, I shouldn't be. My dad was a pastor back in 5th grade for me. Stepped out of the pulpit then, and he hasn't pastored since. But um, faith has been a huge part of my life, and it helps influence the decisions I make. And that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like sing a song about a girl or sing a song, about some teenage something, just because that's the life I live in.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not gonna be a teenager this year. It's just that's been throughout my musical career. It's like I've not wanted to be afraid of mainstream songs or singing songs that don't talk about Jesus, but I've also made sure that if I'm not singing directly about Jesus, it's something that's still going to bring encouragement and bring hope to somebody, because um, music is a very influential thing. And I've never been one to, I've never been one to live the lifestyle of sex, party, and alcohol. So why sing about it? That's not representative of who I am and accurately represents me. So, I'm very thankful for my faith, and I'm very thankful for that background that my parents, raised me in. And as I've gotten older, I've started to form my own beliefs and take my faith a lot more seriously in my life. And it's difficult sometimes. Don't get me wrong. It'd be very easy to sing about these things and just try to build your career that way, because there's definitely a market for it. But I think what's kind of helped me in my career is not being that, and kind of giving people something else that they could have, like a breather or refreshment of, like, oh, we don't have to sing about all this crap that goes on. Like we can sing about other things. There's more intelligent things to sing about. And that's not a smash to those people, because there's definitely a market for it, but it's just not my thing. So yeah, Jesus is definitely prevalent in my life, and I'm thankful for my parents to kind of instill that drive and motivation to have that in me while at a young age.
Well, it's great that you stay with your beliefs, because a lot of artists, like you said, don't. And so with one of you talking about your beliefs and stuff, in an interview with You're Not Invisible, you describe your personal struggles with being bullied, and how did these experiences, do you think, shaped you as a person and as an artist today?
Being bullied kind of represents everything that it means to kind of have a faith. Um, for a town that I lived in, music was not a thing unless you're kind of doing country music or whatever. But regardless, I mean, I lived in Indiana. It's the Hoosier State, basketball state. Sports was everything in my town. And anytime someone did anything outside of the ordinary, it was frowned upon.
Yeah.
Especially, Bieber had just become really, really popular. And so that whole stereotype of a teen singer, singing all that stuff and everything that comes across with that, jealousy and everything that happens with that. So I had all those things kind of fighting against me and what I was trying to do. And for me, it was like, I needed to be doing music just in case, what if I blow out a knee in basketball, or I get hit in baseball or something? Like, what if I get injured? I got to have something to fall back on. And the more and more I kind of developed my fallback or my safety net of music, it kind of started to take more and more of an importance in my life and more of a front role. And so I started to take it more seriously. I quit sports. I started touring. I took online classes through my high school, so I was like never there. And the bullying was just a very difficult thing, because people just didn't understand it and thought it was, it was stupid. And that bullying, I think, kind of represents and is kind of metaphorical for being a believer. You're going to look a little different, you're going to act a little different, you're going to come across with a different feel and different sense. People are going to be able to see some things different about you, and they aren't going to understand it, and sometimes it'll bring ridicule your way. But I take it as encouragement, because I didn't even receive, like, in comparison to other people's bullying experiences, like mine wasn't really that bad. I still know how it affected me, and I still know how I was affected by the bullying I received. And I know I didn't even receive it as bad as some of these other people that are like literally being, pushed to suicide. Like that was never a thought for me, but it definitely sucked when I was being, made fun of and shoved and like put down 24/7. I literally had no friends in middle school, and so I totally could relate And I think that motivated me to write songs and to have a message with my music, to be like, look, you know, I'm doing music and I'm doing these things and that, you know, and I have, you know, like a YouTube channel or whatever, and I'm still putting stuff up there. But like, don't get me wrong, I'm just like you. I totally get your struggle. I totally get your frustration that you're going through. I totally get the emotional toll that bullying takes. And I just want, you know, people to know that that they're not alone in that, and that it happens to everyone. And that it's like, it's one of those things where you can just be, you know, taking a different attitude on it and try to bring light to the situation. So.
Yeah, for sure. Because after your success with that song you're talking about, One of a Kind, you became a spokesperson for Pacers National Bullying Prevention Center. How would you describe the importance of your involvement in this organization?
I think being able to partner with such an amazing organization that really does a great job building awareness for such a serious issue in our you know, um, age group and in our time of, you know, life right now, like that's it's always been a thing, but for some reason, you know, there's been such more a bigger stance trying to prevent it as of late. And I see Pacer really killing that and doing well and partnering with all the right organizations and these major people to really try to bring attention to that.
Yeah.
And to be a part of a family that all has a common goal of like, hey, let's try to put an end to this, or like, let's build awareness, let's show people the effects that bullying can have on people. Like, all of that kind of put together, it was an amazing experience to be able to be partnered with them. It helped me get into schools to talk about bullying and talk with kids directly face to face and literally show them, like, and talk to them about how serious that thing can be. And yeah, it was a blessing to have them, you know, get on board with what I was going with and to see what I was trying to do and believe in it. So very thankful for that experience. And though the bullying message isn't as prominent in my music anymore, it's still something I will speak on and still go into schools and talk about and still, you know, to relate with, even though I don't sing the song One of a Kind as much anymore.
Yeah. So do you have any other projects in the work with other organizations?
I also partner with a company out of Fort Wayne called Remedy Live, and their message with music, or with not with music, but their message as a business is suicidal prevention. What they have is this text to chat technology where people can text in 313131 and text the word remedy to them, and they'll be connected with a soul medic who is somebody across the nation. It's completely anonymous. No one will have any personal information. It's 100% safe. And you don't have to tell them anything about you personally, other than if you want to just talk about your issues. They've prevented like 60 some plus suicidal attempts in 1 year, and they're like really killing it with a bunch of other major organizations. They get into schools and they have live text to chat things during the school presentations, and their company is so amazing, and they've supported my campaigns, they've supported my bullying awareness, and they're a really awesome organization that I hope a lot more people get connected with. Excuse me.
That's awesome. I mean, now we're going to go more onto your music side. So you're talking about you joined Anthem Lights. What led you to that decision, and what's the difference from being in a group and being a solo artist?
Being in part of Anthem Lights has been so cool to kind of learn more about me. I've grown up as an only child, so I've never had brothers or sisters. I had a dog that I bought with my bike money back when I was 6, and he's kind of been my only little brother. But I think going from an only child to then doing solo music, and then now finally having a band of brothers doing this whole music thing together, and we're all trying to kill it and try to make the best of it, and we love each other, and like we're there for each other, we have each other's backs. It's like such a cool thing, because I've been searching for that for so long. You know, I've had my best friends outside of music, and I've had my, you know, my family and stuff like that, but like in music I didn't really have too many people. You know, you make acquaintances with other artists, you make acquaintance, but like everyone's kind of competing against each other, you know, like everyone's like trying to do their own thing, and obviously you meet artists and you support each other, and you're like trying to get each other to the next level, you're trying to help each other out, like those friendships are made as well. But it's like being on a team now. Like I've never experienced the team atmosphere in music like I have now with Anthem Lights. I've always been a part of team sports, basketball and baseball. You always got to play with each other and make it got to win the game by playing together. And it's like we got to win the game of music by singing together and by doing things together and furthering our brand together. And so it's been super fun to learn that adjustment and to have that security with the guys. And so I'm so thankful that they asked me to be a part of the band. We were hitting a season of life where I needed to have something happen, and some serious decisions were needing to be made in my life and my career. And they kind of came in and offered, and it was a nice fit. We talked for a while, and then I joined back this past February of 2016. And I'm just, this is exactly where I need to be. This is exactly where God's placed me to be, and I know it, and I couldn't be happier.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years in your personal life and career?
In 10 years, obviously don't think the band will be kicking it 10 years from now. Caleb's got a baby on the way, and Caleb and Chad are 29. So, things in life are going to happen, and we'll eventually go our separate ways. But until then, I want to, continue riding out the being a part of this band and getting our band's brand as high as we can, and just really doing whatever we can to make this thing, be as best as it can be before that time happens. And then I'm still continuing to do my solo career. I'm still going to continue to sing on my own and pursue and further my own brand, just like some of the guys are going to start experimenting with that as well. So, but 10 years from now, I'll be 29 to 30 years old. I hope to have a wife by then, a family, looking at a family. I don't know. I hope I have some things figured out, music supporting me financially or something supporting me financially. And I'm working with the best of the best. I want to be working with the best producers. I want to be working with the best artists out there. Like I want to be connected with people. I want to have relationships with people and be able to kind of just put up the best possible product that I can, and see that translate into an income and into influencing other people's lives and being able to go out on tour with people and really just kind of express my creativity and my heart through music, and hopefully it touches people. And so that's kind of where I see myself in 10 years. And if that's not it, then I'm a high school teacher coaching some basketball or baseball team, then you know what, that's my life plan as well. I think I'm just kind of rolling with it, and God's got me this far, so I don't see why he wouldn't continue this thing and give me the opportunities or the ability to be able to continue it. But if there needs to be a curveball, I'm not opposed to it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again for taking your time out of your day to do this interview.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the awesome questions. These were great, and I love talking about it.
Thank you. Well, thanks
Absolutely.
again. Bye.
All right. Talk to you later.